Hello future engineers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends. To your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, here is another problem on load distribution. The concrete floor on this plan has a thickness 100 mm and a superimposed and live loads of 2.4 kilopascals and 3.6 kilopascals respectively. Determine the unfactored maximum moment in an exterior concrete beam 300 by 450 mm in cross-section, interior girder 360 by 600 mm in cross-section, and the axial load in column G. The length L is 5 meters and S is 3 meters. Assume simple support connections and specific weight of concrete of 24 kilonewtons per cubic meter. So here is the figure. So for exterior concrete beam, the ratio of L over S is less than 2, so the load distribution is two-way. And since this is the exterior beam, the load intensity for this trapezoidal loading would be pressure times S over 2, where pressure is equal to 2.4 kilopascals plus 3.6 kilopascals plus the uniform pressure for the concrete floor, which is specific weight 24 times zero point 0.1 meter. So pressure is 2.4 plus 3.6 plus 24 kilonewtons per cubic meter times zero point 0.1. So this is the equivalent pressure for the weight of the floor, and it is equal to 8.4 kilopascals. Then the weight of the beam is specific weight 24 times cross-sectional area 0 0.3 times 0.45. So W therefore is PS over 2, pressure 8.4, S 3 over 2. So it is 12.6 kilonewtons per meter. Weight of beam is 24 times 0 0.3 times 0.45, and it is equal to 3.24 kilonewtons per meter. We now draw the loading diagram for the exterior beam, which is trapezoidal. This is the load intensity of 12.6 kilonewton per meter, the weight of the beam 3.24 kilonewtons per meter. Let's call the reaction at the end of the exterior beam as REB. So from the figure, so this is 1.5 S over 2, so 1.5 5 meters length of beam. So summation forces Y to REB is equal to area of trapezoid 1/2 2 plus 5 times 12.6 plus area of this rectangle 5 times 3.24. So REB, the reaction at the end of the exterior beam, is 30.15 kilonewtons. From here, we can now compute the maximum moment, which is at the center. So it is equal to REB times 2.5, half of 5. So Max exterior beam is 30.15 times 2.5, then minus moment of this triangle load. So the area is 1/2 of 1.5 times 12.6. The moment arm is 1/3 of 1.5.5 plus 1, so 1.5. So minus 1/2 of 1.5 times 12.6 times 1.5 minus the moment of this rectangular loading 1 meter by 12.6, moment arm 0.1. So 1, 12.6, 0.5. Then minus the moment of this rectangular loading for the beam, 2.5 meters long, So 2.5 times 3.24. Moment arm is half of 2.5, which is half of 2.5, so 1.25. From here, we can compute the maximum moment in an exterior beam, which is equal to 44.78 kilonewton meter. Another approach is to compute the equivalent loading for this trapezoidal loading here, and we will call that WE as shown. Therefore, the maximum moment, the total uniform load is WE plus WB, then L square over 8. So max exterior beam is quantity WE plus WB L square over 8, where L is 5 and WE is given by PS over 6, quantity 3 minus quantity S over L square times 2. Sorry, that's the formula. Times 2 for an interior beam, but for exterior beam, that's the equivalent formula. So substitute pressure 8.4 S3 over 6 quantity 3 minus 3 over 5 quantity square. So the equivalent uniform loading is 11.088 kilonewtons per meter. Substitute into this formula, maximum moment in an exterior beam is 11.088 plus 3.245 square over 8. And we expect the same answer as that, 44.78 kilonewton meter. Next, for the interior concrete girder, this is the tributary area. So we have 3 triangular loadings and concentrated loads here. The concentrated loads here would be the reaction and reaction of the interior beam. Since this is an interior girder, we double the end reaction of the interior beam. Now for the interior beam, the loading is trapezoidal, but the load intensity is times 2 of 12.6 because W should be PS for the interior beam. So W of girder is 23.6 times cross-sectional area 0.36 times 0.6. The uniform weight of girder is 5.284 kilonewtons per meter. 5.184 rather kilonewton per meter. So this is the loading situation for the interior girder, and since this is interior girder, the load intensity W is times 2 of this load intensity for an exterior beam, because that is S over 2. This is now S over 2 plus S over 2, so 8.4 times S, which is 25.2. Then we have concentrated loads here, 2, which is 2 times 52.2, where 52.2 is the end reaction of the interior beam. So for the end reaction of the interior beam, call that reaction of the interior girder. Let's have it here first. So 2 times RIG is 3 times 1/2 of 3 times 25.2. For this triangular load, there are 3 triangles. The area is 1/2 of 3 times 25.2. Then there are 3 triangles, identical triangles, so times 3. Plus 4 times 52.2. 252.2, 252.2, so that's 4 times 52.2. Plus this rectangle here, which is 9 times 5.184. So RIG is equal to 184.428 kilonewtons. By the way, this 52.2 is summation forces vertical 2 times Ri beam equals 1/2 of 2 plus 5. We just changed this to 25.2, then plus 5 times 3.24, which is shown here. So 2 times RIB is 1/2 of 2 plus 5 times 25.2, the load intensity, then plus 5 times 3.24. So that's why RIB is 52.2 kilonewtons, which is this. Then we copy this data on figure so that we can compute the maximum moment in an interior concrete girder, which is here on the next slide. So copying the data, take note that the reaction in an interior girder is to be computed, which is 184.428, and the reaction of the interior beam is 52.2 from the preceding slides. We can now compute the maximum moment here, which is we take moment about the center. It is 184.428 times 4.5. This is the figure. So Mmax interior girder is 184.428 times 4.5 minus the moment of this triangle. The force is the area, 1/2 of 3 times 25.2. Then the moment arm is 1.5 plus 1.5, which is 3, minus the moment of this concentrated load, which is 2 times 52.2. Then the moment arm or distance from center is 1.5 half of 3, 2 times 52.2 times 1.5, minus the moment of this triangle. The area is 1/2 of 1.5 times 25.2, and the moment arm is 0.5, 1/3 of 1.5. So minus 1/2 of 1.5 times 25.2 times 0.5. Then finally, minus the moment of this left half rectangle, which is 4.5 meters long by 5.184 weight of girder times moment arm half of 4.5, which is 2.25. So minus 4.5 times 5.184 times 2.25. So from here, we can now compute the maximum moment in an interior girder, which is equal to 498.0 kilonewtons meter. Then for the axial load in column G, let's analyze column G. We have end reaction in the exterior beam, left and right. Then here, end reaction of the interior girder, which is 184.428. The end reaction in an exterior beam, if you can recall, is 30.15. So we have here end reaction of the exterior beam is 30.15. So left and right 30.15 kilonewtons. Then here is the end reaction of an interior girder, which is 184.428. The axial load on column G therefore is 184.428 plus 2 times 30.15. So computing the axial load on column G is 244.7 kilonewtons. Another method is the tributary area, this one. So if you notice, the dimension is L, and this is 1.5 S. So L by 1.5 S. And for the beam, there are 2 beams of length L and 1 girder of length 1.5 S. So by tributary area, it is equal to pressure times area, which is L times 1.5 S. Pressure times L times 1.5 S plus weight of beam Then the length of the beam is 2L, weight of beam times 2L, because that is L and another L, plus weight of girder times 1.5S. So the weight of beam is 3.24 kilonewtons per meter. The uniform weight of girder is 5.184 kilonewtons per meter. So substitute. Pressure is 8.4 kilopascals times 5 times 1.5 times 3 plus 3.24 times 2 times 5 plus 5.184 times 1.5 times 3. Computing, it is also equal to 244.7 kilonewtons. So that's it for this problem, and I hope that I explained it well and you were able to understand the explanations and the solutions.